This is how deposits work. In this scenario, we're going to use £100,000 as the example because it's a nice round number. If you purchase a property for 100 grand, the lender is generally not going to want to lend you the full 100 grand. And the reason for that is if you stop paying for your mortgage, the lender could repossess the property and sell it to get the money back. But if they can't get back the full 100 grand that they lent you, then they could have lost money. So ideally, they want you to put in some yourself. So you purchase it for 100 grand. A lot of lenders will want you to put in a minimum of 5% deposit. So you put in 5% yourself, then they'll lend you the other 95%. So in this scenario, you put in 5 grand, they lend you the other 95 grand. That's what we call a 95% mortgage. You put in 5%, they'll lend you the other 95. You might have heard people talk about 5, 10, 15% deposits, and that's because generally the bigger deposit you put down, the lower interest rate you get. That's not always the case, but that's generally the case. So if you put down a 5% deposit, you'll get one interest rate. But if you put down a 10% deposit, you might get a slightly lower interest rate. If you put in a 7% deposit, for example, usually they'll get you the same deal as a 5% one. And that's because usually the only change in 5% thresholds. So 5% will get you one interest rate, 10% slightly lower, 15% sometimes slightly lower again. And that's the general idea of how deposits work in the UK.